This is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today I'm going to show you my finished pages for August. So I feel like there's not as much here as usual, just from looking at my pile, and also that's the sense of a feeling that I had. I did have a few days here and there where I wasn't doing any coloring, and it's not like I was doing anything else except that I did have some bad moments this month, so that probably accounts for it. So let's get started. We can see that right here on the in front of us we have my Pokio. Great start with the words. We have my Pinocchio poster, and my assignment to myself was to color the balcony, and that's what I did. From here all the way down to here, so it's on this quarter of the puzzle, and right down here there's just a teeny weeny little bit, and it goes under onto the other side just a teeny weeny bit more. So the major part here, the kind of pink violet color here, this was a Crayola crayon, and I believe it was called Violet or Violet something. I should write that down next time I do that. So yeah, it's Crayola crayon that I used for this, and I went over it with odorless mineral spirits, and it's turned into a lovely flat covering. And one of the really interesting things when you use mineral spirits on, I can only vouch for Crayola crayons, is that the colors that are within it separate, and you get some interesting variations in color. Like there's pink in here, and then there's purple, and you can definitely see the colors that make it up. It makes an interesting texture to, like, you know, not a texture you can feel, one that you can look at, and it kind of, to me, it kind of goes along with the wood grain that the top of the balcony is made here. The rest of the decorations on the poster, yeah, were big intensities and other fine permanent markers. So I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna have to work on this month. What I'm going to give my assignment as is to do this building here, which I believe is attached to this. Like, this is the balcony at the end, and I imagine there's more building going back, but we can't see it. And then here, so there's a good chance I might do it the same color if I can find the same crayon. So yeah, that's going to be my assignment, to do this building right here, and I'm also going to do the stars that weren't done on this side. So there's that. Now, just let me make a little bit of room here. I have starting to get stuff left over. So, what have I done? Let's start at the top here. Okay, so my sister and I did a buddy color. I didn't do very many buddy colors this last month. So we did this one. This was color your hoard. This is my first picture in here, and I quite like how it turns out. Okay, so I've got broken circles too here, but I didn't put a, well, that probably means it was the first page. Yeah, there's my There's my blotting page. Okay, so did Broken Circles book 2, and this was a Color Your Hoard page, and it is of Mary Had a Little Lamb. No, it's not. It's Little Bo Peep. And this was done in alcohol marker and stickles. Now let's see. See if I can, now that I've got this new setup, see if I can get my stickles to sparkle. Oh, I am helpless at this. How do you do it? Okay, I'm getting it to shine a bit on my page when I do this. Maybe I need this light on? Okay, sorry I'm wasting time here, but I just want to try with this one picture to see if I can show it off. If I can't, what about that? Is that showing? No. Whatever. Okay, I can't do it. Somebody tell me how to do that. But anyways, all the sheep are stickled, and the inside of the windows are stickled, and I really like that effect. So that is a Color Your Hoard. I think I did a lot of Color Your Hoards this month. I think that's what I concentrated on rather than a whole bunch of Buddy Colors. I did do a number of them though. This one right here I did with the lovely Kate at Kate's Coloring Haven. And we did this nice simple picture here. I had a boo-boo, and I used these little berries, and the inside of here I used a Posca paint pen, and as I was doing the dots over here, it threw up on this sloth's arm. So I added a little bit of green to the brown in here so that they would kind of look like they had the moss on them that they do have. And I'm saying that this guy here has a very bad case of arm moss going on. There's nothing you can do about it, so. But other than that, I like how it turned out. This was my first page in this book too, and I've really got to get to doing more in here and the other ones. And again, my sister and I did another Buddy Color, and we did this one together. And I really like how this one turned out. I like my choice of colors. And let's see, there's a lot of sparkle on this one. Oh. I don't know if you're seeing it or not. But I used, what did I use? That's so sparkly. Well, it looks like this is just Wink of Stella. And this is Sparkle Pop. This is probably Sparkle Pop Silver. I don't use that very much. Yeah, and this is Sparkle Pop Gold. And then I used the one that turns that bright turquoise blue. I think it's purple and blue. That's my favorite one. Yeah, and her lips have, yeah, I think the same stuff. So yeah, I like that one. And the rest of it's alcohol marker. I have to make myself do the bling, because it doesn't come to me naturally. And that was a Color Your Hoard as well. Yeah, I don't naturally just add bling everywhere. It's a step in my making. I get most of my picture done. I leave stuff undone because sparkle is going to go on it. And then I bring out all the embellishments and start putting them on the page. Okay, so this was a Color Your Hoard, and I also did this one in one of my vlogs because someone had asked me to color in a Creative Haven color by number. So I did this one, which is the first one in the book, and the first page in the book, and the first picture in the book. So another Color Your Hoard. So I started this off with fine liners here, and I didn't quite like the way it was turning out. So I switched to finer, well, not finer, but to fine alcohol markers and permanent markers. Looks a bit nicer. You know what? I think I did way more Buddy colors than I originally thought, because I was thinking I hadn't worked in this, and my goodness, I have. Okay, so let's take a look. I did this one with Sophie, and this must have been my first Buddy color this month, yeah, or last month. This was done on August 7th. And she's quite sparkly now when you look at her. All that gold was done with a metallic marker, probably either the Sargent Art or the Pro marker, because those are my two favorites. Now, what was this done with? Because it's got a, oh, that's a gold. That's gold Posca pen. It's got a paint feeling to it there. I got a silver metallic pen, gel pen, and I put a bit of stickles on the sword. Oh, I used my new gels. So this is, it's the clear one with circles in it. So I don't, whoa, it really flashes. I don't know if you're seeing that, but yeah, so I like that one. And then with Ren Kelly, I've done a few of these now with her. I did this one. This was all done in alcohol marker, except for the bunny's tail here. I used Posca pen, some pink and some white. I kind of used dots until it looked furry, and Posca dots on the bow ties. And I did the, let's see, this is done with Sparkle Pop. What is the vest done with? Oh, it's done with red Wink of Stella. I don't use the colors of the Wink of Stella as much as I should, since I have them, right? So I played around with doing the white lines on them. I hardly ever do that. It just doesn't come naturally to me, so I'm going to try and make myself do that if I can remember. Not done yet. Did this one with a new person that I haven't done it with before. Her name is Minnie on Instagram, and we did this back to school one. And I pretty much did this in alcohol marker, except we've got some gold accents on the satchel here. Obviously I did some dotting, silver gel pen in these things, the vents, and I used pink Decorez for the poster here, and I did some fake writing on it. Same with these up here. I should have done some fake writing on this one. I really like how that turned out. Okay, and then I did this one with Coloring with Mickey, and I love how this one turned out. This one is gorgeous. This one, I gave her 3 pictures to choose from, ones that I hadn't done yet, and I've been hoping that somebody would pick this one, because I certainly wasn't going to do it on my own because this camera was giving me fits of how I would do it and have it be able to show up, because my camera is black and the tripod is silver, or metal. So I didn't imagine any others were much different, but I came up with using a silver gel pen to follow the lines that had been covered up, and I didn't use black. I used a number 9. I don't know if that's I think it's a cool gray 9. And then I used some metallic marker down here. That I'm pretty sure is the Sargent Arts. Used some white Decorez down here, so it's a little bit puffy for the shoelaces. And yeah, I absolutely love how my birds turned out. Used a fluorescent green for their head and wings and a fluorescent yellow for their body, and I've been making birds like that now. That's going to be the color of my birds for a while. And finally, I did this on my channel. Someone had asked me to do a color along out of the Chibi Girls book on my channel. So one of my weekly vlogs, I can't remember which one it is, but I think it has color along in the title. And so we worked on this over 3 different sessions, I think. And I actually did this one like a color along, saying, take this color and do this part, and saying what I was doing and giving out my thought process as we went along. Now after it was all finished, I added myself some bling. This is the clear Stickles gel here. I forget what it's called. It's just the one that's clear with iridescent gel glitter in it. And then on top of her hair, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can when I go like that. That is glitter nail polish, and it looks fantastic. I love using that stuff. So it's black glitter nail polish. It's some good quality nail polish too. It was from an independent indie company. They make their own nail polish, but I can't remember which company it is because I used to buy a lot of indie nail polish. And so that's what we did out of Chibi Girls, and that's way more than I thought I had done. So I'm very pleased with those. Okay, so then the next thing that I want to show you, and I'm just going to have to go get something because I forgot I was going to need it. It's just here. Now this is coloring, but it isn't actually a picture, but I think I should include it because it took quite a bit of coloring and I colored it. So, you know how I was hemming and hawing about signing up for Coloring Bliss so that I could do the tritone worksheets. So I decided to do it. I decided I would do 2 months and then make up my mind as to whether I was using the resources. So I paid my first $5 and I just went gung-ho with the work pages for the Prismacolors. So this is the book that I printed out, and these are the pages that I have done. So this is all using the Prismacolor Premier pencils. So we made up a color wheel, and then we put together tritones for every color on the color wheel. And then we took those tritones and separated them out. We redid our color wheel that we did on the front. Then we took all the lights that we found and made the light toned color wheel. And then we took all the darks that we had made over there and made a wheel out of the darks. Now I do have a bit of a problem with this color here for the violet. It seems too dark. So that's what I did, completed, and then the next thing that you do is you work on all the tritone pages, and I just want to show you how far I've got on these. So I only have 3 colors, I only have 3 colors left to do. I've done the rest of them, so some of the pages will look pretty complete because they only use those 3 colors a few times each, or once each. And some of them will still look kind of bare because they use those colors a lot. Like one of the colors that I still have to do is blue-green, so the blue-green sheet still has to have all the blue-greens added, and there's a blue-green in every one of the color schemes on there. So these are all the colors that are on the color wheel, and then we're putting together our tritones from the colors that we used in the beginning pages. So just want to show you how this turns out and how pretty it is and everything. But these are really, I can't wait to like actually use these for coloring. So next month I'll show you these pages again, and they'll be completed. They won't have the empty spaces, but you can tell that I have gone good guns on these. When you see stuff on the back of my pages, it's because I am using the other side. I don't like to waste paper by only printing on one side, and if I make a mess, well then I print something else. Okay, then the other thing that I'm going to show is the swatch charts that I did this month. And I did all of these because not this month, August, it's September now. So in August I decided I was going to do a new swatch book, because the swatch book that I have now, I make up my own grid on the page and do the swatching. It is starting to fill up. It's also starting to fall apart. So I decided I was going to take the pencils out and continue swatching the pencils this way. The book will still be used for markers and all other medium until it fills up. So this is what I've done in here so far. I found charts all over the internet. This one was by Lady Werewolf, and it's for the Koh-i-Noor Mandaloos. And it has the complete 72 on here. It was missing black, so I added that. And then it has some extra colors that I don't have. And then I have a 2-page here for the Albrecht Dürer. This is from Mystic Sparkle Wings. Look her up if you are looking for swatch charts. This is a blank one. It's I forget how many are on each page. Albrecht Dürer has 120. Okay, so there's 60. This is just a blank chart. I looked at another chart and wrote all the information down on here so that I could chart them out. And I've got all the missing spaces because I only have a 60 set. So this is going to be really useful. This is the Coloring Bliss. I believe this is a free one. A free chart for a free 2-page chart for the Premiere Prismacolor premieres. That's the whole 150. These are 50-page color swatches, and it's where I put all my random watercolor pencils. Look at me. I think you can see most that way. Then I've got a 1-page. This is by Mystic Sparkle Wings again. These were Coloring Bliss. She has blank 50-page swatches, but I believe those are not free. Those come from when you belong to the group. So this swatch is from, yeah, I said Mystic Sparkle Wings. That was a blank one, blank 72, and I did my color softs on there. Don't those look pretty? I love my color softs. And then this was a one-page Black Widow chart, which I don't know who it's from because it doesn't say. I didn't notice that. So yes, I filled this in. It has the monarchs on it, but Coloring Bliss has a complete Black Widow's chart, and I don't think this is it. No, it's not. So I might be swapping that one out. And then with two blank charts, two blank 60 color charts from Mystic Sparkle Wings, I did the Arteza Expert 120, and I put these in order. Aren't those pretty too? And then finally I printed, this is from Mystic Sparkle Wings. She's got every number that you could possibly want. So this is a 12 color swatch color chart chart, and I thought these big sized ones were really good for what I was doing. It's the Kohinoor Tritones. I only have the 12 set, which really only includes 11 colors in one blender. So these are the 11 colors that I have. So yes, I did that all this month because I was just like a swatching fiend. I enjoyed it so much. So I've got a few Swatch and Swatch Devas in here because I was working on in doing at least one page in a bunch of his books. So I did those two out of here. Even those are the first two, they're not the only two I've done in there. Then I worked in The Tale of the Witch and the Elk by Olga oh, I can't read her handwriting on there. I can only say her name properly if I read it. Okay, is it on the back? Here we go. It's typed. Olga Goloveshkina. So I did two out of here. You know, it's all fine and good to say that you're going to use some permanent page markers, but I started off with 6 of these pineapples and now I've got 5. So I did this page. It was simple. These are all sketchbook type pictures, so they're all little ones, and this is a small 5x7 book. So I did that one, and then I really like this one. Not sure what I did this in. I am pretty sure though that I used Artezas, and I should really make a note of that. It's not like these are big pieces of art. I mean, you know, big frameable things. I can easily just write down what I used. So yeah, nothing fancy in here. I used a combination of the Artezas and some fine liners for the really fine Arteza ink onyx for the flowers and stuff. So I really enjoyed working in that one. So I did the first one in Color Questopia's Fairy Magic. And this is the way that I do them. I color the main image with alcohol marker, and I color the whole background with pencil crayons. And then the only filling in of the white lines that I do is with a black Sharpie, and I use that specifically because I like the point on it. I go around and I do the outline of the main object. And that's how I've been doing this for a while, and I've decided this is the way I'm going to do them because I absolutely hate tracing these lines. It gives me fits. Oh dear. I just don't have the patience. Then I didn't put a tag in here. No, I'm sure I passed it. Okay, so I did a picture out of this book. There we are. This is one of the Serene Little Village books from Julia Rivers. This one is called The Wondrous Life Behind the Garden Walls. So each picture features different animals. And I did this one, and I did this in the Artesas. And yeah, that's all. No, nothing fancy on here. Just straight coloring with the Arteza Expert pencils. So I really enjoyed that. Got this at the beginning of the month, and I colored the first two, I believe. Yeah, I did the rhinos and the snake. Now, the snake colors were, I ended up using colors that were too red. It's supposed to be more orange, but whatever. And then I did another buddy color. And this is out of Rhapsody in the Forest by Kanoko Wigusa. And I did this with a friend of mine. Now, she used to go by the name Tracy Colors, but she's changed her name now to Tracy Ann. So if you come across Tracy Ann, then you'll know she used to be Tracy Colors. But we'll start calling her Tracy Ann since that's her new name. Now, I loved doing this. It was my first page out of this book. The paper is a dream. And I used, if you remember my haul from last month, and I don't mean August, I mean July, I bought several open stock pencils. And I bought all the kind of like same shades from each different brand so that they would all work together. And this is what I colored this with, using only those pencils. So this is Polychromos, Pablos, and one, the green, this grass green here is a Luminance. And I loved coloring this picture. The paper was a dream. The pencils were a dream. I love all three of them. So yeah. Add those three to my list. It'll be a while till I get them all. But yeah, I've really enjoyed doing that page. I'm going to have to work out of these books again. And then what is this? Okay, so every month I try to work out of one of my binders. And my channel did a challenge for August, and the challenge was to do a fire and ice page, and this was mine. I did this out of Mermaid. Hang on. Oh, I don't have the title page here. Oh well. I believe it's Mermaid, which is the one that has not been grayscaled. So I continued to do a page out of each section in here. And, what's this? What did I just do? Oh, okay, never mind. So this also has some free pictures from Dover. And so I did this one here, which is a page from Seascapes by Patricia J. Wynn, and I really enjoyed coloring that too. I have a few other pictures from that which I like, so that might be a book that I will pick up one of these days. So those are my PDFs, and then Belba family sent me some books in August. They'd been having a problem sending me books prior to that, and these they ended up sending me the ones that I'd missed. So this is Flowers, a Mystery Mosaics, and I did this one. I really like this one. It's nice. And then I worked out of Exotic Life. This is the advanced edition of their Clever Book series. I really enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I was going to. So I did this one. I just have to look at the other to see which, oh yeah. We're going to see the one I did first, and I made mistakes on that. So I did this one second. And it turned out better. So my first attempt was this one, which goes this way. And there's mistakes here and there in it, and it was my very first one of these out of either book. And yeah, it just took it took a small learning curve to get into this, but I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to. This is one of my favorites just because the pictures are so vibrant and the backgrounds are also. So this is Mystery Mosaics Wow Animals, and I did 2 out of here again. I did this one. And this one. I don't really like this picture much. Yeah, for me, there was a mistake in the pattern. It had these being a 5, which was orange red, and then all the rest of them were black. So, yeah, I should have known, or I should have gone over it with black, but that's the way it read. I'm just going to have to grab my drink because I have a sore throat. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This is the beginner. Simple Beauty from the Clever Book series. And I just did 1 out of this one. I did this, which I am taking to be 3 macarons tied up with a ribbon. So you can see those are much simpler, but it would be good to do a couple of those before you did the advanced at least. Okay, so now this isn't something I colored, but I want to show you guys what I did. If you have been with me for a while, you know that I wrecked a page in this book, and I had an atrocious accident with my background on a page, and I was just so thoroughly disgusted. Then I ended up painting over the page in black, and well, that disgusted me too, so I ended up stenciling over that with a big stencil, but it was a stencil I had never used before, and once I did it, I decided that I didn't even like the stencil. So it's been sitting like that on my shelf ever since, and I haven't been able to touch the book because I knew that horrendous page was in there. And I kept saying, I'm going to buy a new copy, I'm going to buy a new copy. But every time I had it in my cart, it was like, no, you're not wasting that money on a book you already have. So, this is what I did to it. And I think I'm going to be able to live with it. As I put a piece of scrapbook paper over the offending page. And I looked through my pads of scrapbook paper, looking for a page which would match this, but wasn't overly fancy, because I didn't want it to take away from this, but to go with it. And I think I did well. So this is just some little flowers and butterflies. It's very, well, it's done in a different style, but the theme is very Joanna-ish. So I think it looks nice, and I can handle looking at this page. So I will finally be able to color in this book again, because this is my favorite of all the Joanna books, and I have not been able to color in it since I messed up, which was November of 2019, because this is a 2-page spread. That is sad. That's almost a year that I haven't worked in the book. Ugh. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that I have fixed that to my satisfaction, and perhaps you can use that yourself to fix the page. that you're just thoroughly disgusted with and makes you want to buy a new book. Okay, then I have been doing a little project out of this. This is 50 Summer Miniatures by Camelia Angelkova. I have been starting from the back. Now let's see, we did a few of these last month. So what I am doing is I am going through this book and I am doing a page with every one of my sets of pencils. So this is where I had already started that here. I've done 3 pages. So this month I colored this with my Color Softs, and I didn't do anything fancy on it, it's all just pencil. Then I did this with my Artisas, and I did the wings with orange gel pen, and I did the shining light, the glow around the candle in there in a yellow gel pen. Otherwise everything was the Artisas. And then, is this my last page? Yeah. Oh no, there's 2 more. Then I did this page only with the Albrecht Dürers, and I'm trying to learn how to do the watercolor pencils myself, and you know, trying to learn how to make them look nice. Now this is pretty good. It's not as bright as I want it to be. I don't know if it's just that I don't get along with the Albrecht Dürers or what. But I use my Koh-i-Noor watercolor pencils, and I'm going to have to compare because I always think of them as being brighter than these, but we'll see when I get to them. I'm happy with the page though. I really like the blending that I did on the chair, and this got a lot of likes on Instagram. People commented on the flowers and the blending on those, but I like the chairs blending better. And then this is the last page I did. And I have a bunch of random watercolor pencils that have come from different places, so I actually wrote it down here. So I used my random watercolor pencils, and this key is done in metallic gold gel pen, and the heart is done with a red fine liner. Everything else on this page is with the watercolors, and I used Derwent watercolors, Reeves watercolors, and Stampin' Up watercolors. Those are all watercolor pencils. So on top, oh yeah, this was Signo Gold, Unisigno Gold gel pen, and that was, oh, it says I used 2 metallics. Jelly Roll Metallic Gold. Oh, I did the lantern in that. Actually, I think it's the other way. This is the Jelly Roll. And that's the Unisigno. So yeah, I really like those. So my next picture, ooh, I like that. I'll be in my next picture with a different set of pencils. Probably my Prismas, since I have those out right now. Okay, now this might be my last Buddy color, but I worked my way through this binder too. Looks like first, okay, so I did these 2 pictures, and this is out of Elena Lazareva's Ladies of Nature. So I think those turned out pretty good. It's my first time working with this kind of grayscale, but before I did those 2, I did a buddy color with my sister on this one, which I think turned out really nice. It was easier to do than the other 2 that I already showed you. And then I went through the book. Oh no, I haven't. Is that the only thing I've done? Oh, it is. Yes, I'm going to be working in this book next. That's the only thing I've done in this book. This month I will be working my way through it. Actually, I should put that over here because I need it. Then for one of my coloring groups, the Color by Number group, which I am moderator for, the theme for the month was Zen Master books. And so I did this one, and I did it in pencil because there was so much little tiny stuff in here. Then I thought it would be best to go in with the point of a pencil. I don't know how I like it. I have a feeling that I don't like using Amazon paper with pencils. There's so much white space. But yeah, this was done with Artezas, I think. Oh no, it can't be. I'm pretty sure it was my Prismas, because it was the end of the month. Yeah, that's it. I don't like the Prismas on Amazon paper. So I did one out of Lighthouses by Zen Master. Did this one. I am doing all the lighthouse lights with a glitter gel pen. Now look at that. All the red on this page has yellowed over here. This color right here has yellowed over there. You know, somebody suggested to me that the cause of this yellowing is because either or both the ink or the paper isn't acid free, because that's what's supposed to happen if you use non-acid free paper or ink. So I don't know. I never did scrapbooking, so I never got into that acid free stuff. What do you think? It certainly sounds like a possibility. Okay, and I did a page out of yarn. And I did this one, which took forever. Oh my goodness. I thought I was never going to be done this. Whew. So these Zen Master books are quite intricate pictures. Okay, and I did the 2 pages out of Designing Colors, volume 14. So I did this one, and this is random colors. I get, how many do I get? I've forgotten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I used 5 markers and 3 gel pens, randomly chosen, and that's what I got for this one. And when I got those colors, I thought, there is no way these are going to work together. One of them was a gray, an ugly gray, and then you add this orange into this mix, and it turned out beautiful, didn't it? This one, on the other hand, the colors are nice. They would have looked better on a mandala than this mishmash with like objects in it, which I think are supposed to be southwestern Indian symbols. There's masks, there's like a rug, there's a drum, there's feathers, pots, a lion, a snake. Maybe it's Aztec. But anyways, it doesn't go with those colors. So those are my 2 for the month. And I am very close here. Let's see. Got 1, 2, so that's next month. Or this month. And then next month, yeah. Next month I have this. And this one I've been using the last bits of my pens on. So whenever a pen has run out, I put the lid back on it and see how much ink we can get out of it. And same with gel pens. So yeah, 2 more months. And I finished this book. Yeah. I decided I was going to finish one of his books. This one I had. So, yeah, the most done in it, and so I set 2. So there is a flip of this book, finished book, coming up, but I will just show you the ones that I did this month. Started here, and I was using alcohol markers, the same set. Each time I sat down with the same markers and colored, I think 3 of them. Yeah, then this was my next setting, and I chose different pens, different markers to use for the colors. Same colors, but different markers, so they're different shades. And I did 3, I believe. 1, 2, yep, 3. And then another set for the last 2 pages, and then we are done. So there. And I did a page out of Swatch and Swatch Diva's Dollhouse. And I did this page, which I think is really cute. And for the first time, I used water-based markers, and I just kind of did it in that way that a lot of people color with water-based markers, so it leaves lines, but it kind of all meshes together. It doesn't look so bad. Okay, and then this was a Color Your Hoard, and this was a Spin the Wheel pick, this book. So I did a page out of it, and I did this one right here. Some of my favorite characters, Beaker and Dr. Bunsen. So yes, I had a lot of fun coloring these, and I used, I think I used Artezas for this. And I think it's really cool how I used a white Posca pen to make plaid for his pants. Yes, I thought that was pretty cool. And I enjoyed coloring in that book. Then we did another Color Questopia, and I keep leaving my blotter pages in there. I wonder I never have one when I need one. So same way that I do them. Did that one. Another Zen Master book. Ah yes, I did the first page in this. I have done other pages in it, but I just never felt like doing this one to start with, and this is hard to do because he's not centered in this mandala that's behind him, and the numbers aren't always there. So yeah, it took a lot of effort to get that mandala done. But it looks really good, so it was worth it. And finally, a Swatch and Swatch Diva picture out of Inside Home. And I did this one right here, which is the TV room. I guess an old-fashioned TV room. Or maybe that's a computer monitor. So, there we go. And those are my finished pages for the month. So, yeah, I guess it was probably around the same. Still think it was a bit less. But then I did multiple pages in some of those books. And now we're going to take a look at my empties. And we are taking out the shuttle art markers. Are going fast, but I imagine they're probably going to slow down because I've started using pencils more often. Okay, so those ones are all shuttle art markers, and this one is a touch new. This one's very old. Okay, so then I have 1, Oh, this one, I think I've shown you guys these before. So this was a set of fine liners I got from Sketchbox. They're very old too. So one of those, and then they're not the same kind. And these are not. Okay, so 2 felt tips from Low Cornell. Looks like 1 fine Sharpie, 1 ultra fine Shuttle Art permanent marker. Okay, now these I did not finish up, but I was going through my stash of paint pens and I was trying these out to see if they worked, and they don't. They are all, no, they're not. One is Artline, which is by Sachi Hata, and they're the ones who make the real touch markers. They're just called Touch. And then these are from Pentel. They're called Pen Touch. Oh no, they're not. They're from Sakura. Oh, I can understand why it's called Pen Touch. So yeah. Let's see. We have 1, 2. There's cat hair in this box. She must have been sat in it. Oh. 2 ultrafine Sharpies. It's too bad this one went. I like that one. 2 fine Bic. They both say Bic marking on it. This is a weird little pen that I got out of a subscription box once. It's called a Magnetips, and they all stick to each other like it's a magnet. Weird. 2 of the Artist Loft felt tips. 1 Crayola Pipsqueak, and 3 of the Crayola, I guess these are called mini Pipsqueaks. And there we go. It's probably about an equal selection of alcohol markers and water-based markers. No, there's more alcohol-based. Alright, so that's them all. All are having a good day, or had a good day. I hope you are healthy and keeping well. And in the meantime, until next time, bye-bye.